was a time in my life where, I was fighting 2 cases at a time for 2 whole years. I was looking at like 15-year minimum sentence on the charges. And all I could do is just pray to God and be like, if you get me out of this, I will change my life.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Constance Annan Show. I'm your girl, Constance, as y'all know, and I'm joined here by Tre Rico. Go ahead and give them a little rundown of who you are and what you do.
Yep. So, Tre Rico, I'm a music artist, Christian rapper. I'm a businessman, an entrepreneur, and a kind of a man that wears different types of hats. So.
Okay. I like that for you. I see the gold in your mouth. Is it gold or silver?
It's gold.
Gold. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, the only reason I'm saying that is because my glasses are orange tinted, so I couldn't see the color. But I love it. I think it's dope. You had started off saying that you were a Christian rapper. And so I like that you came in still being yourself, because I feel like sometimes I'm a Christian as well. And I feel like being a Christian is, I don't want to say it's hard to express yourself the way you want to outwardly, but it can come with judgment, right?
Certain expectations.
Yeah, certain expectations. Thank you. And so, I just love that you just showed up as who you are. I think that that's an important message to send to other people. The first thing that I want to know is, when I reached out to you and I asked you if you wanted to be on the show, what was going through your mind?
I was surprised, actually. I had just came off of fasting social media.
Okay.
And I seen your message. So, it was surprising, because I've never done anything like this, really, like other than the small stuff I try to do with my businesses. But it was surprising. I was honored, and I just kind of give glory to God. Like, I'm getting recognized for doing something that's like, putting Him first. So all I could do is kind of just be like, yeah, let's do it.
Right. Were you doubtful when you had started pursuing a Christian rap career? Did you feel like you wouldn't have gotten eyes on you, or you wouldn't have received attention?
Yeah, so it was definitely conflicting. I had been in secular music for a while, but really inconsistently. And then when I started switching up, I kind of was like, dang, I have to make a new fan base. But then I had to ask myself, like, boy, you don't really got a fan base. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how much followers you got? You know what I mean? So I just had to kind of just feel like it was conflicting in my mind. But I really did feel like God was calling me to do that. So I'd rather, do something that's going to honor what He wants in my life, so I can walk in purpose, other than, seek after my potential in life, because that's a lot really more draining.
Okay. You said that you felt like God was calling you to it. What did that look like for you? Because I feel like a lot of times Christians will say like, oh, God called me, God told me to do this. Like, I think it's very important that people understand the mediums in which God can communicate with you, right? So how did God call you to transitioning from secular music to Christian-based rap?
Yeah, the best way I can say it is more or less like I started getting really convicted when I was making the secular music still and claiming to be a Christian. Okay. And the thing is, because it's like in the Bible it tells us, you can only serve one God, and the way people think of it is, maybe they don't look at money as a god, or drugs as a god, or sex as a god, but when you glorify it and you amplify it and you make music about it, like music was made to glorify God. And when you amplify it in that way, you're in some way like making it your God. Like that's what God convicted me about,
right?
Because like rapping about, it's like you said, I can wear grills in my mouth and I can still be a Christian. But where do I value the grills? Is my grills valued above God? Right. That's when it's a problem.
Okay.
And I think that's where my music was. I was glorifying these things, money, drugs, lifestyle, above what God wanted me to do. And those convictions slowly over time is what made me really feel like, okay, I think if I'm gonna keep making music and I feel like God is saying make music, then I want to do something that's gonna glorify Him, right? Make people aware of the journey I've been through, right? And yeah, just kind of walk the walk that I feel like God is calling me to walk. You know what I mean?
And thank you, period. Okay, so in honor of your latest EP, you dropped the EP, right?
Yep.
Okay, what's the name of the EP?
The Truth. Why'd
you call it The Truth?
Because it's my truth. I feel like it's a new revealed truth to me, which is like revelation. So it's like I want people to know like what I've been through and where I'm at, so they can see like, all right, just because I was in a place before, that doesn't dictate where I'm gonna go. And it's just my truth. I want you to know that you can do it too. Okay,
I love that. So I had started off saying in honor of it. I know the first song on that EP is called Testimony. It's a freestyle. So I want to make this a testimony time. Share a great thing that God has done for you in your life.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that I can say, like in reference to that in my testimony overall, is, I was really heavily in the streets, in the world. Like, that's what I'm saved from. Like, glorifying that lifestyle, making money in illegitimate ways, walking in a way that is really kind of like difficult to commit to if you're really trying to honor God. And that's what I'm saved from, really. Like just being in the streets, being heavily influenced with drugs and stuff like that, glorifying money. That's what I'm coming out of. It was a time in my life where, I was fighting 2 cases at a time for 2 whole years. I was looking at like 15-year minimum sentence on the charges. And all I could do is just pray to God and be like, if you get me out of this, I will change my life. You know what I mean? And I feel like he answered that prayer because I got plugged in with a really nice lawyer who blessed me. You know what I'm saying? Like almost every single time I went to court, I didn't even have to sit in the courtroom. And the farthest it went in my life was that it went from looking at 15-year minimum to getting my license revoked. So I can't put that into any other glory other than to God.
Right.
Because it's like I didn't do anything to do that. Like I didn't go out here and have like $50,000 put on a lawyer, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what God saved me from, and I think that's the biggest thing I'm trying to show in my testimony.
Most definitely, I respect that. I love that. I think it's beautiful that you attribute the win in court. I think it's beautiful that you attribute that to God, and I think that's a great testimony to have. I think at a point in my life, I remember feeling like unworthy. I didn't think God would care about me, right? Because of the things that I was doing, the things that I was addicted to, the things that I was chasing. And to hear your testimony and even to see my own life, to know that God can save you no matter what you've done. Like God will never turn his back on you, despite what you've been through. And I think that your testimony is a great testament to that. And I love that you're able to just be vocal about that, not only now, but in your music and using your music to lift God up. You had told me that you had a gift for me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got small gesture of appreciation again, like inviting me to the space. Small gesture right here.
Thank you.
So some socks, a pen, just for my fashion agency brand.
Okay, let's get into it. First of all, do the Q and the K represent anything?
The brand's name is Kingdom Quality.
Okay.
It used to be called Kings and Queens, which is what it originally stood for, because we want to remind people that, no matter what you're going through and whatever you're going through, you deserve the best. Like we are all kings and queens in the kingdom that we live in, and which is why we're transitioning to Kingdom Quality. Right. So, what we focus on is high quality and affordability. Okay. Like growing up, I like the nice things. I like the grills, but the grills aren't cheap. Right. Like, you know what I mean? I like the nice clothes, the high quality fabrics, but it's not cheap. Right. And I think that's what we're trying to provide in our brand. Before
we started filming, you were mentioning that I don't want to misquote it. It's an agency of some sort. What type of agency is it?
Yeah, fashion art? Fashion, art, and design.
Fashion, art, and design. And you were speaking about how it's your mission to help other businesses. And so do you mind touching on the ways that you are able to help other small businesses? And in addition to that, like what kind of sparked that interest?
So I guess I would say growing up, like we really try to do our best working on a business, learning how to do business and things like that, but we never really had real influence, mentors, resources. And that's kind of like why we shifted to wanting to offer that to people, because when we were walking through this, figuring stuff out and having our company, we learned a lot of stuff and people noticed that. So people would ask us questions and it was a common thing for us to help people out with what they're trying to do. So we just figured if we're already going to be helping a lot of people, why not that be the main thing? You know what I mean? So we help small businesses and entrepreneurs. What we call it is we create a fire space for them. Okay. And fire is freedom to be creative, inclusive to all, refreshing, confidence, and motivation with encouragement. So we want to provide a space for artists and entrepreneurs where you can get connected with suppliers. We can help you along your process of getting merchandise, allow you to amplify your brand, marketing your brand. And then also, more specifically for entrepreneurs, is we want to give you the space to develop your gifts. We have some people a guy who worked with us for a year who wanted to develop his videography. So we structure things and help him build those skills. And we have somebody else who wants to get better at sales. So we have things structured inside of our business where he can improve his sales. So that's how we kind of help artists and entrepreneurs in our company.
Okay, I like that. I love that. You had touched on gifts. I want to know if you feel like everyone has a gift.
I definitely do believe everyone has a gift. Like how I see it is, God ordered everybody's steps before we were even born. You know what I mean? So everyone has a specific purpose in life, and everybody has at least one specific gift that makes them individual and unique. So it just really has to do with digging deep inside and figuring out like, what is that for you? What do you love? What are you passionate about? What drives you? And I really do think by seeking that, you'll find what your gift is.
Okay, I like that. I resonate with that, and I agree with that. What do you think your gift is?
So, since I've been walking this journey, I used to think my gift was a lot of different stuff. For a while, I played basketball. I thought I was going to be in the NBA, but you know what I mean? Like, after a while, I came to the reality of things and started looking at myself and reflecting. I really do think that my gift is leadership.
Okay.
And more specific way is like to lead people to their fullest potential. Mm-hmm. Like one thing that I do apart from my business now is like sales coaching.
Okay.
And what that contributes to is more or less, bringing something out of you that you already have inside of you.
Right.
But being able to lead you to the path where you can walk it. Mm-hmm. and carry it on your own. So I would think my gift is leadership. And I think some people, it might sound arrogant, it might sound, however, but one thing I learned is that it's really important to have somebody around you that can lead you, And I find that the biggest thing to be a leader is understanding when to lead and how to follow.
Right.
So by me figuring that my gift is leadership, I try to find as many people as possible that can continue to grow me. Mm-hmm. So I have the resources and the ability to continue to grow people.
Oh, that's beautiful. I like that. Definitely making sure that you remain, I just read a book, but it's definitely making sure that you remain a student. Like you're open to learning things because you understand that you don't know everything. Before you came in, I had a guest and we did a Bible study episode and we were talking about how Solomon had asked God to guide him on his journey as king because he realized that he didn't know, how to be a king. And I think that one of the greatest traits of a leader, in my opinion, is being open to learning because you realize that you don't know the way, and in order to bring people along, you definitely have to learn things. Kind of reiterating what you said, but I think it was beautiful. You gave me a gift, and so I want to give you a gift, okay? Okay. So I actually have this journal that I created. It's called Cry About It, Then Write About It. All right, it's a free write journal. You can write anything you want in it, but it is filled with free pages. And in addition to that, it has Bible verses throughout the journal. For any time you're feeling weak, there's also a prayer in there to guide you through those weak points. If you feel like you don't know what to say to God, there's something to follow along with that. Yeah. So I want to give it to you, and just feel free to use it for whatever. Write it. Use it for your music. Use it for your sales, marketing strategies. Use it for whatever you want. Okay. And just remember that God is always with you, and He'll never neglect you. As I'm sure you know, because everything that you seem to be doing is purpose driven, and I love that as well. Yeah. Where can the people find you if they're looking for you?
So I'm on social medias. Tre Rico for Instagram, TikTok. My business, you can find us at Kingdom Quality Agency on Instagram, and then I have my Sales Coach Calvin page where I do my sales coaching and things like that.
Okay, thank you so much, Tre Rico. I appreciate you for coming.
Yes.
Give me a hug or a handshake, whatever works best for you. Yeah. Today's book is Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. It talks about something that I had never heard about before, and it's called the Canvas Strategy. You don't ever want to compromise who you are, your morals, your values, yourself for short-term or instant gratification. Hello?
So I got back with my ex, and he told me that he tested positive for chlamydia.